Well, hey guys, today we're going to be doing a short what sold video. If you're looking for ideas on what to sell on eBay or what to look for when you're at yard sales and thrift stores, stick around and check them out. First thing I'm going to talk about on the what sold is number one is going to be these Oster professional clippers. A lot of times when you go to thrift stores, you'll see these lying around, and normally they're the cheap ones, and you kind of just, they're not really worth anything, especially if they're used. But these vintage type clippers, they're normally very heavy, and you can kind of tell they're professional grade. Sometimes they're worth some good money depending on what model and make they are. I took a best offer of $50 on these, and the buyer paid shipping. Next up is something that I commonly see in the plush section for whatever reason. Normally, these golf club head covers will end up in the plush area, the stuffed animals. They're normally worth decent money if they're a notable character. Like, for instance, this is Goofy from Walt Disney. Sold this one for $18 and the buyer did pay shipping. Next up, we have a used board game. This is called The Commissioned, and I remember looking this up because I had never seen this board game before, and I normally pick up sealed ones because it's just easier that way. You don't have to worry about verifying all the pieces and parts are there. But with this one being one I've never seen before, I went ahead and looked it up, and it had some value. So I picked it up, and I had to check to make sure everything was there, and it was complete. And sold it for $37.99, and the buyer did pay shipping. So just because a board game is not new, not sealed, doesn't mean that it's not going to be a good seller. I normally will only look up the board games that are not sealed of ones that I've never heard of or seen, because a lot of times they're worth more than the average board game, or there might be rare, or they might be useful just for the pieces and parts. Even if it's not complete, somebody may still buy it. So don't pass on used board games. Next up, we have a lot of vintage Brios. These are the wooden trains. I've noticed that the wooden trains with the magnets, they tend to be a little bit more valuable than some of the other ones. When I go through the toy sections, I usually do look for these. Anything train related that has some age is normally valuable. The train and the 3 carts with it for $25, and the buyer did pay shipping. Can you believe it? Head units, the OEM head units out of cars. I pick them up really cheap at thrift stores and garage sales when I do find them. They normally only want a couple bucks for them because they never plan on putting them back in their car, or they don't even have the car anymore. This one sold for $26. I accepted a best offer, and the buyer did pay shipping. And also, as a side note, I can't test these head units. That's just a risk that you're going to have to take when selling these head units, is that they're going to be untested. How'd that get there? It's weird. Might have to like the video in order for it to go away. Should probably go ahead and do it. Like it. Lastly, we have the Build-A-Bear plush. I know I already talked about plush once, but that was with golf head covers. But this one, for instance, is a Build-A-Bear Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Usually Build-A-Bear, anything that has a genre to it, whether it be Disney character, it tends to be far more valuable than just the standard Build-A-Bear. And that's it. Thanks for watching. And if you're into this kind of content, you might also be interested in my thrift trip videos. I've uploaded a couple of those, and you can check those out here or here.